Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, plastic bag levy comes into effect. Skill shortage, a major concern for Fiji. And rape stats continue to rise.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama launched the 10-cent plastic bag levy today and was livid in his observation of Fiji's litter problem. Bainimarama said it was shameful to see the amount of rubbish strewn across public arenas, which is a national crisis. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
The incoming COP23 president blunt about how litter is defacing the country.
We seem to have lost our way, and the sheer amount of litter in Fiji has reached crisis-level proportions. I am ashamed by it, and we should all be ashamed by it.
The PM clear on what action will be taken.
You will be caught, and you will be punished to the full extent of the law.
Meanwhile, Bainimarama launched the plastic bag levy in a bid to reduce plastic waste.
The 10 cents levy on plastic bags will give every Fijian incentive to shop more sustainably.
For stakeholders, it was a chance to be climate warriors and introduce a sustainable substitute.
And if you look at the long term, it far outweighs what you get from the levy.
We are now in the process of advancing our bags into insulated bags.
I'm quite sure that this will take effect quite quickly.
We use more than 5 million plastic bags a year.
From today onwards, you're going to have to pay a little bit more when you go shopping, whether it be the plastic bag levy of 10 cents, or instead, if you're environmentally friendly and conscious, you get an eco bag. Given how pretty this is, I'd want to take it more than just shopping. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Meanwhile, with the plastic bag levy in place, some shoppers chose to buy plastic bags nonetheless. While they refused to speak to us on camera, there were a few that chose reusable bags and were happy to tell us their reasons why.
A lot of people throw the rubbish here and where. Near the road, we can see it. It look very, very bad. So that's why I just buy one bag, so I can use it. Yeah.
Yes, I've bought 4 actually. I come from Makoi Women's Vocational Training Center, so I wanted to show this to my girls, my students, and also to support Bar Women's Forum, because that's another women's group, and women should be supporting other women's group as well.
75 fuel service stations around the country introduced 10 cents levy on single-use plastic bags from today. The Attorney General Ayush Said Qayyum officiated the 1 million plastic bag challenge today in Nandi. Fuel retailers are targeting over 170,000 licensed drivers as well as walk-in customers who utilize the convenience stores located at fuel service stations. The association estimated about 5 million plastic bags at service stations around the country as of today.
As we pass the law in Parliament, we have said that any levy that's collected through ECAL, which is the Environmental Climate Adaptation Levy, which is ECAL, all the funds that will be collected from it will actually go towards any environmental issues or any climate change issues.
Fiji faces a major shortage of specialists in certain areas of the workforce. This is one of the reasons government is working hard to ensure the best is provided to the education sector in a bid to counter these shortages. Ropate Valeme with more.
Students have been reminded of the importance of access to technology and qualification for a stronger economy, which can only be achieved by overcoming the shortages.
Today we have a shortage of marine scientists, shortage of foresters, shortage of town planners, land surveyors, doctors, nurses, specialists. Huge shortage.
Syed Qayyum adds that economic empowerment is the salvation of any country.
In fact, we have a shortage of welders. Welders in Suva are not able to do welding. paid $16, $17 an hour. Bricklayers are getting paid $7, $8, $9 an hour. There's a huge shortage of those people. To do the tiling at Nandi Airport, we actually had to bring in tilers from Samoa to work in New Zealand because we don't have enough professional tilers.
In terms of scholarship allowance, he says it has increased from $4,000 to $6,000 as effective from today. University of Fiji Vice Chancellor Professor Premisser says they have the role to build students' social consciousness.
And I think in many universities, not just the University of Fiji, I believe we have a role to play here in trying to develop people's social consciousness.
He adds one of the major pitfalls of the university is that it does not have a behavioral and social sciences department. Rapata Valume, FBC News.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has revealed troubling statistics of rape and sexual offences for the month of July. In one case, a 14-year-old girl of Navur was defiled by 11 people. Out of the 11 charged, 9 are juveniles. An incident of alleged gang rape was also reported last month. In this case, 3 of the 6 accused persons charged were juveniles. In another incident, a 14-year-old girl was forced into a car in broad daylight and allegedly raped by a 52-year-old man. The accused is also charged with 1 count of abduction. There are 37 people charged with a total of 71 separate incidents in July. The offences were 42 rape, 4 attempted rape, 2 cases of assault with intent to rape, 15 cases of defilement, and 8 sexual assault. The Fijian sugar market will now compete in the open global market and will subject to normal commercial arrangement. This comes after the preferential trade agreement to export sugar to the European market ends this October. Rapata Valume files this report.
There has not been any multilateral agreement to buy Fijian sugar. However, FSC is working to find alternative markets for Fijian sugar.
It does not mean that you cannot have private buyers wanting to buy Fijian sugar. Nor does it mean that FSC is not talking to respective buyers. They obviously are doing that. The CEO of FSC obviously is very keen to ensure that we do have markets interested in Fijian sugar.
Syed Qayyum says in order to give a level of confidence to farmers, they have reduced costs to farmers.
The world is your oyster, as they say. Essentially, again, they're looking for the best buyers. I mean, even though when we said we used to supply our sugar to Europe, it was actually Tate & Lyle that used to buy our sugar. The sugar used to go to UK. But now, of course, we can look to other parts of the world. And whoever actually gives us good pricing, we develop good relationships, good partnerships, that's what FSC will actually do.
Outgoing EU Ambassador Andrew Jacobs says this is a challenging time for Fiji sugar when European Union quota system comes to an end.
Fiji sugar is going to be competing on a more open market, I think, as everybody knows, and this has helped, I think, to concentrate minds and to really ensure that we've been focusing discussions on the improvement of competitiveness of the industry so that Fiji sugar really does have a rosy future.
Jacobs has also revealed the end of his term in the country. He says he enjoyed working in Fiji for the past 4.5 years. Rapata Valume, FBC News.
Still to come, Fiji Bus Operators Association welcome electronic ticketing and name change for Commerce Commission.
Moala radada ranavika, o tikongona taon no Singapore, ando talisaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na seri.
Ya dora subuli kurna bili, iborani batukara hambara binaranga, do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
The Fiji Bus Operators Association is confident of a smooth and successful transition to the electronic ticketing system. A number of bus companies have started installing the ticketing machines as the system is to become compulsory by 1st October. Pranita Prakash reports.
Tembara Bus's Managing Director Arvind Maharaj, while welcoming the initiative, firmly believes the system will work for Fiji.
For bus operators, it means they don't have to count so much cash every day and then take it to the bank and do the deposits and so on. So it saves a lot of trouble, a lot of hassle, it's a very cumbersome exercise to collect cash every day from the drivers.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Bus Operators Association says e-ticketing holds a bright future for public transportation.
One of the main benefits will be the advancement of the bus industry through new fleets and on-board services. Electronic ticketing will promote transparency, which will in turn provide flow-on benefits to the public through affordable fares in the years ahead.
The system was rolled out today to allow the public become familiar with e-ticketing over the next 2 months. A number of people also lined up at the registration booths to get e-transport cards for themselves. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The Fijian Commerce Commission has been renamed to the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission. Chief Executive Joel Abraham says the change in name is to reflect the overall work conducted by the Commission. Abraham says the logo, which are 3 inverted letter C's, depicts an arrowhead representing the progress of the Commission over the years.
The Commerce Commission exists for regulating market competition and protecting consumer interests. Now, competition is a means of ensuring that consumer welfare is improved. If 2 businesses compete, you'll have a better end result for the consumer.
Stern action will be taken against those who do not comply with the incentives announced for consumers in the 2017-2018 national budget. The Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission says those caught cheating consumers will face the full brunt of the law. Rachel Nath has more.
Today marks the start of the government's next financial year, bringing into effect new incentives and programs from the 2017-2018 national budget. However, there are some traders who find ways to bypass these laws.
Then we've got another group of people, and these are the unethical elements in our society that say, okay, how do I make the maximum benefit out of what is coming? So what happens is these people are actually working against various government initiatives to ensure that they pocket most of the incentives.
Joel Abraham says they will take these traders to task as they've been given additional powers to penalize.
That were previously pegged at $1,000 have been moved up to $10,000 for natural persons, and for body corporate, previously the fines that were $3,000 has been moved up to $50,000. Also, the fines, the prison sentence for breach of consumer protection provisions have been increased from 3 years to 10 years.
Meanwhile, Advocacy Agents Consumer Council says they will also work closely with the Commission to monitor these traders.
Encourage the consumers is to come up and lodge complaints to the council. They can do that either face-to-face, or they can simply call our National Consumer Helpline, that is toll-free line 155.
The officials from the Commission are out in the field to conduct Snapchats in supermarkets and shops. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
A 26-year-old man serving 9 years imprisonment for money laundering through internet banking has appealed his sentence. Manjeet Singh stole more than $24,000 from 2 accounts at the Bank South Pacific 4 years ago and is eligible to apply for parole after serving 7 years imprisonment. Singh appeared in the Suva High Court this morning, and his lawyer told the court that he has received submissions from the state. However, he needs time to respond. The case will be called for hearing on September 20th. Turning to world news, U.S. President Donald Trump has removed Anthony Scaramucci from his position as communications director, only 10 days into the role. This days after Scaramucci unloaded a crude verbal tirade against other members of the president's senior staff. Ahead in sports with Jamie, young netters get contract offers, but up next is Rachel with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Increase in RB Patel dividend payout. And in Growing Fiji, farmers discuss the future. Stay with us.
I'm another of whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. Leading business tonight, RB Patel Group Limited has declared a final interim dividend of 11 cents per share to be paid August 28. In a market announcement, the group says this will bring the total dividend paid for this year to 16 cents per share, an increase of 6.7% over last year. The group chair says the company's performance reflects the commitment and dedication of the management and employees. The company's operating profit after income tax increased by 15.4% to over $8.4 million. The company's revenue, including other incomes, increased by 4.4%. We now join Elizabeth from HFC Bank with a market outlook.
Good evening. Let's have a look at our national economy. In the 2017-18 national budget, the government projects that our net deficit will increase to 4.5% of GDP from around 2% in 2016-17. This increase is partly due to delayed capital works after TC Winston that will be completed in the new financial year. For the month of June, the Fijian dollar rose against the US dollar and the Japanese yen by 1.4% and 2.8% respectively. However, it fell against the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar and the euro. Meanwhile, annual inflation fell to 2% in June from 2.5% in May. With certain policy measures announced in the national budget, we can expect inflation to stay below 3% until the end of the year. With stable inflation and healthy foreign reserves reaching a new record last Friday, the Reserve Bank Board kept the overnight policy rate unchanged at 0.5% in July. And that is all from me, Vinaka.
Thanks, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan, closing at 3.29, but it strengthened against the American dollar to close at 48 cents. Closer to home, the Australian and New Zealand dollars strengthened, closing at 60 and 64 cents, and the PNG Kina followed suit, closing at 136. As for the commodities market, a mixed day as oil prices were up to close at $50.35 per barrel. Gold closed at $1,270 an ounce, and silver rose to close at $16.84 an ounce. In Growing Fiji tonight, ways of improving farmers' network is part of discussion during the first forum for Fiji farmers today. The forum, organized by Fiji Crop and Livestock Council, aims to assist in farming businesses and getting farmers more organized. Assistant Minister for Agriculture VM Pillay says it's important to broaden farmers' knowledge on network skills as well as provide feedback to the council on how their sector is doing. Participants representing various farming communities and the council is hoping they will spread or impart what is being learned from these 2 days to their counterparts.
I see that I need to go down and meet with the farmers, and that's where I get all the information, and that's how I see we can make a lot of improvements, that we can resolve farmers' issues.
And that's a wrap on your business news this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Coming up, Fiji under-21 netters eyed for overseas contracts, and Rewa targeted an upset this weekend. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन तो हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
A few Fiji netball players are being eyed for overseas contracts after an impressive outing at the recent Netball World Youth Cup in Botswana. While the players' names are yet to be released, Netball Fiji says they are currently in talks with 3 agents. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Scouting agents approached us to look into providing some of our players overseas contracts. These are our under-21 players.
The Fiji Rugby Union is still processing the protest by Nandrunga against Suva in the HFC Bank Fairbrother Trophy Challenge. FRU Chief Executive John O'Connor has confirmed they are on it. The Stallions filed a protest stating that 2 players who played for Suva were registered with Naita Siri and did not qualify to play for Suva. FBC Sports understands that the 2 players in question are Inoke Tuisese and Kini Douglas. Suva edged Nandrunga 24 points to 23 to win the coveted trophy. The Reo rugby side is preparing to cause a major upset against Navosa in the HFC Bank Ratu Chosai Vorenge Bainimarama Shield Challenge this week. The 2 teams last met in the Vanua Cup final last month when Navosa were victors 33-20. Reo team official Petro Kaveni says it won't be easy beating Navosa, but they've prepared very well this time around.
We've rectified some mistakes from that game, and those mistakes we've been working on from last week and also this week. And we're going in as an underdog because we really respect Nandrunga, Navosa, since they've been a champion team.
The Tambusoro Angels women's rugby team from Europe is in the country to learn the best of sevens rugby. The team is made of players from Norway, Finland, Germany, Denmark and Sweden. Rohit Deo tells us more.
They are here from Northern Europe and are making the most of their stay in the country, tagged as the sevens capital of the world.
Called them in and we moved them around on certain tournaments around Europe. And today, this weekend, or this trip, it's just a pure Fiji experience tour.
The main aim is to learn the sport, and they felt there was no better place than Fiji to do so.
Proper sevens trainings and how the game is prepared, how you prepare the team and how you go and play the game of sevens. And Fiji, to come here and experience this firsthand is one of the highlights that they've been looking forward to.
Captain Anna Soliva has links to Fiji and says it is a dream come true for her to visit her motherland.
This has been a dream to come to Fiji and play rugby. We have dreamed this for a couple of years now, and now this happened. And Viliame has made everything possible here, and it has been amazing.
The team returns home later this week and are sure to go back with a lot of lessons learned from the rugby field and some off it as well. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Sisters Vani and Losana Bainivalu are overwhelmed with the opportunity to fly the Fiji flag at the Oceania Under-16 Football Championships in Samoa from Friday. The duo are part of the Vodafone Fiji side that will make its maiden appearance at the tournament. Rohit Deo with the story.
Vani Bainivalu is the youngest of the lot, and the Vunimono High School student is excited to be part of the national side.
I was very excited, and I didn't expect to be in the best 20 because I'm the youngest, and it's a big challenge for me to be in the best 20.
Selection into the squad also came as a surprise for older sister Losana.
I'm very excited to be in the best 20. I'm not sure to be in the team.
They have set their goals high and do not want to return empty-handed.
To bring back the gold in Fiji and to make Fiji proud.
Fiji is pooled with American Samoa, Tonga and Cook Islands. Our first match is against American Samoa at 1 p.m. on Friday. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Lautoka football side could win this year's Vodafone Premier League title this weekend if all goes their way. The Blues have 25 points after 9 matches and play 2 games this week. If they win both matches, they go to 31 points, and if Bar drops any points against Suva, the Blues will claim the title. In matches this week, Nandi plays Lambasa, while Lautoka will be playing Reketi at Churchill Park. 3 matches will be played on Sunday, with the venue of the Raki Raki Rewa match yet to be confirmed. 3 countries have shown their interest to host the 2019 Pacific Games. Pacific Games Council President Vidya Lakan says this comes as a bit of a relief for the Council, as all 3 countries interested are capable of hosting the event.
The important thing for us is that 3 of them have hosted the Pacific Games in the past. I think Guam has done it twice, Samoa has done it twice, and Tahiti also has done it twice. So they all have the necessary facilities that we need for most of the sporting programs. What it might need is a little bit of sprucing, painting, a little bit of renovations and all that.
Training for the Fiji Under-19 cricket side is being boosted with the presence of an invitational team. Team manager Ponichiasi Saulekaleka says the boys have improved on a lot of things only after a few matches with the invitational Fiji team. The national side is preparing for the Under-19 Cricket World Cup East Asia Pacific qualifier in Samoa next week.
Most of these Fiji invitational boys are ranked in the Pacific in terms of their bowling and their batting. So it's going to be a good exposure to the boys, and they will. These 2 days of preparation should be in our game time will be very important in our game in Samoa.
In today's play of the day, Ford's Chaz Mostert claimed the victory in today's 200-kilometer supercars race at Queensland Raceway. The Pro Drive Racing Australia star jumped pole setter Scott McLaughlin on the opening lap and overcame a late safety car to claim his second race win of the season. That's it from sports this evening. Catch weather later on with Angie. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, take a look at the oldest person to ever skydive. That's coming up.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Uti kami na sa mga sekolah ndo tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tali, nagurara may naomanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali taki yang gitu kena sebalik pun nagudurong, varorong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na ponga ni BNN.
In new media, hacking has been a long problem for most, but now a bug bounty program is being used by massive companies. Firms such as Google, Microsoft, Facebook and Uber farm out some of their cybersecurity, offering $500, $1,500, even $15,000 each time a hacker can break in. Weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We have entered the 8th month of the year and you might have noticed the change in the weather pattern. Yup, it's becoming much warmer. And today was another gorgeous sun-filled day. Looking at the west, wow, the clear blue skies was an amazing sight to see if you were on day off. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, the sun beamed through with humidity, let's say a little extra. And up in Vanua level, it was hot as well. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tomorrow morning will be at 2:21 with a low tide at 8:51. The beautiful sunrise will be at 6:38. For tomorrow, another sunny day is in store for us and sure to make the most of it. Tomorrow's temps, Savu Savu will be the coolest at 24 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, there are a few showers lingering over us. We might get a few, but nothing major. And that, Jackie, wraps up our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked, do you welcome the introduction of e-transport cards which come into effect from October 1st?
It's better with cash because it is easy.
I would prefer card because it's a better way to carry money to avoid theft.
More of us in the village, some of us is not used to card, e-pay card, but some of us are double-minded about it because it's too hard for them to use card rather than cash because we're used to cash at the moment. Maybe it takes a long time for them to change.
It's okay, it's all right, but the problem is the people right in the village, right from the Mosi Tasiri, if they can't recharge their card. So, what's gonna happen?
In the the world of the weird and the wonderful, now a lot of you have a bucket list of things to do, even maybe a skydiving outing. But what makes it more interesting when a 102-year-old jumps out of a plane into the record books and onto the front page of the newspaper after his world record-breaking skydive? Recapping the main stories, plastic bag levy comes into effect, a skills shortage, a major concern for Fiji, and rape stats continue to rise. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should people who commit infanticide be severely punished? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day is from outside of Fiji and comes from the beautiful Singapore. The shot was taken from atop of the famous Marina Bay Sands, showing the nightlife of central Singapore. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoi Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Uti ko minasong buti ko lang, ndo tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoi Viti.
Kaya kuyaga sila tali, naguraramay na omanyi, nando nga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu kena sebalik pun nagudurong, barong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoi Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoi Viti na buong ni BNN.